welcome to today's class. Today's class is absolute value inequalities. So this is absolute value inequalities part 1. Absolute values inequalities part 1. So what we have here is that solving an absolute value inequality problem is similar to solving an absolute value equation. Similar to solving an absolute value equation. So given that the symbol is greater than or equal to, if A is greater than 0, then the solutions to the absolute value of A is greater than then the solution to the absolute value of X is greater than X is greater than A, or X is less than minus A. What that simply means is that when you are solving an absolute value inequality and you have greater than sign, the answer will be or. The answer will be or and not and. So it therefore means that the solutions to the absolute value of X is greater than A are X is greater than A, or X is less than minus A. Now, why is it so? You know that if you find the absolute value of 3, for example, the absolute value of 3 is 3, and the absolute value of minus 3 is still 3. So in absolute value, you neglect the negative sign. So that's why we are saying that if the absolute value of X is greater than A, the solution will be X is greater than A, or X is less than minus A. Because, for example, the absolute value of 3 is 3, the absolute value of minus 3 is still 3. Alright, so let's continue. Now, if the absolute value of X is greater than or equal to A, then X is greater than or equal to A, or X is less than or equal to minus A. So we are also saying that given that the symbol is less than or equal to, if A is less than 0, then the solutions to the absolute value of X is less than A are X is less than A and, take note, for less than we use the word and, for greater than we use the word or. So X is less than A and X is greater than minus A. This can also be written as minus A is less than X is less than A. Now, if the absolute value of X is less than or equal to A, then X is less than or equal to A and X is greater than or equal to minus A, which can also be combined as this. So we have some examples here, but in this video, I'll solve only the first example. Then next video, I'll do number 2. So the first example we have here, solve the absolute value of 2x plus 5 is greater than 11. 2x plus 5 is greater than 11. You see, we're having greater than sign, which means the word or will be used. The word or will be used. But there's how you can solve it. You don't need to put, there's how you can solve it. Leave a little space between. When you have your final answer, you check. If it is possible to combine, use the word and. If it is not possible, you use the word or. So you can still solve without using or directly. Then at the final answer, you insert the word or. Okay, so let's see how we can solve number 1. Number 1, the absolute value of 2x plus 5 is greater than 11. What that simply means is that 2x plus 5 is greater than 11, or 2x plus 5 is less than minus 11. That's the meaning. That's the meaning. Less than minus 11. Look at it. Given that the symbol greater than or equal to, then it means that if A is greater than 0, then the solutions to the absolute value of X greater than A will be X is greater than A, or X is less than negative A. So that's what I'm doing here. It means that this is greater than 11, or this is less than minus 11, or that is less than minus 11. There's also another way you can picture it. You can still use this idea that the absolute value of 3 is 3. The absolute value of negative 3 is 3. So what that means is that if this is greater than 11, it means that 2x plus 5 is greater than 11. It also means that minus 2x plus 5 will also be greater than 11. Look at this. If the absolute value of 3 is 3, the absolute value of negative 3 is 3. So which means that the absolute value of this is greater than 11. The absolute value of the negative will also be greater than 11. That's the meaning. So if you use that idea to solve it, you discover that at this point, if you divide both sides by a negative sign, remember in inequality, when you divide both sides by a negative sign, the inequality sign will change. So if I divide both sides by a negative sign, you have 2x plus 5, the sign will change since we are dividing both sides by a negative sign. So that's what we are having here. That's the meaning of what we are having here. That 2x plus 5 will now be less than minus 11. That's the meaning of this table. So you can use that idea to solve it. Alright. So from here, for like terms, we have 2x is greater than 11 minus 5. When this moves over, we have 11 minus 5. Or 2x is less than minus 11 minus 5. This will be 2x is greater than 11 minus 5 is 6. Or 2x is less than minus 11 minus 5 is minus 16. So at this point, if we divide both sides by 2, we'll have x is greater than 3. That's okay. You can write it 6 over 2. Or x is less than minus 16 over 2. We are dividing both sides by 2. So x is greater than 3, or x is less than negative 8. Now, as you can see why the word or is used. It is not possible for a number to be greater than 3 and at the same time less than minus 8. It is not possible. It is not possible for a number to be greater than 3 and at the same time less than minus 8. That's why the word or is used. But like I said, if you don't need to put, if you don't know that when it is greater than, you use the word or. You can solve it without putting the word or. Then this final answer you check. Since it is not possible, it means the word or will be used. Means or, the word or will be used. So that's the answer for that. And assuming you want to represent that on a number line, it will look like this. This is where we have negative 8. This is where we have 3. X is greater than 3. All the numbers this way are greater than 3. So it will look like this. Go that way. X is greater than 3. Then x is less than minus 8. All the numbers this way are less than minus 8. So it will look like this. X is less than minus 8. So that is the answer to this particular question. So that's the answer to this particular question. That's where we'll end the class for today. Do well to subscribe, like, comment, and share. Alright, so bye for now. Thanks for watching.